If you're like me, you probably got into music with some big dreams because it's your passion. You love creating, you love sharing your art with the world. But let's face it, in order to keep creating, we gotta make some money. We gotta pay our bills. We need some moolah. Cake. That's where the business side of music comes in. I know it's not the glamorous part of it, and it's kind of boring to talk about it, but it's just as important as how we're gonna mix a song, what's the direction we're gonna take for our brand. I mean, if we're not controlling our business side, or at least have a good idea of the right questions to ask of the people that are helping us on the business side, you know, you should at least know how to audit your business manager or your uncle who's taking care of your finances. You don't leave it up to people to make all the decisions. You have to have a good idea of what is right, what is wrong, and what's the right things to do to make sure your business is moving in the right direction. Unfortunately, many musicians and many artists and music creators, music producers all make the same mistake. They ignore the financial side of things and they end up struggling to pay their bills. And sometimes it has nothing to do with their music or their talent. It's just that they don't have any good business sense. They don't have any good idea of how to take care of their finances. I'm hoping by the end of this video, you'll be equipped with the right tools and the right mindset to make the right decisions, to ask the right questions, to have just at least a good overview of what you should be doing on the business side of your music career. All right, let's rock this. Let's go. Mistake number one, overspending on equipment and gear. I mean, this can be anything from the Sweetwater catalog that comes in, Guitar Center, going to the store, seeing this, seeing that, you know, justifying that you need it. It'll make you sound better. This is one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen indie artists or any artists make. And I understand, I suffer from the same buying too much equipment-itis syndrome. Overspending on equipment and gear. And maybe, you know, for some artists, this could just be clothes. This could be jewelry. This could be you think it's your costumes and you need better costumes. But most of the time it's overspending on instrument or gear. You know, your studio gear, if you're a music producer, always something to buy. It's a never-ending sandpit. I mean, we've all spent thousands of dollars on equipment. And it's fun. I know, I understand it, I get it. It's easy to get seduced by the shiny new gear, the music store. You know, every time that Sweetwater catalog comes in the mail, it's like the devil, bro. Oh man, there's always something to get out of there. It's like we're kids in candy store. We gotta learn to be aware of our overspending on things that don't really take us to the next level. Obviously, I see something I like every day, but make note of it. And if I still want it 3 months down the road, then I'll strongly consider purchasing it. But I won't make a purchase right away when I see something and I love it. It's something that I'm gonna look at, I'm gonna ponder, wait at least 3 months, and if I still want it, then usually I'll pick it up. Or sometimes you don't need that specific piece of gear or that high end. You know, usually there's an entry level, a medium level, and then a high end. You know, sometimes it's like buying a Lamborghini when you only needed a reliable car to get from A to B. It could be the same thing. There's plenty of audio interfaces for your DAW if you're a music producer that are great, that are under $500. And then there's interfaces where you can spend $10,000 plus. But sometimes you have to find the happy medium. To help you avoid that mistake, resist the temptation to buy every piece of gear that catches your eye. It's gonna get you in trouble. I mean, if you really feel like you need something for a certain session, you know, or a certain show, consider renting it or borrowing it from someone. For those one-time gigs or those one-time recording sessions. It can help you save money in the short term and prevent the accumulation of equipment that just collect dust in your studio. And I've been guilty of that. Some of us, that's what we do. That's our thing. So I don't discount that. But there is definitely a balance between the two. Take the time to regularly take inventory of your gear, review your gear, sell or trade the stuff that you're really not using anymore or you don't need. It's like decluttering your closet and selling the clothes that you don't fit anymore. You know, it's okay to move on from gear that doesn't have a reason to be there. Of course, except for the certain gear that means a lot to you or someone gave to you. I bought some guitars that I really don't even use and I spent a lot of money on it for really no reason because I wouldn't even use it at a gig. And I'm scared to use it, you know, in certain situations. So, you know, it's a balance, but you'll definitely free up a lot of space if you always take inventory every year of what you got and what you're looking to get and what you can upgrade on. And it'll just help you overall make better money decisions and be more financially astute with your with your business and your music career. Mistake number 2, not having a plan. Not having a business plan. As a musician, it's easy to focus solely on the creative side of things and forget that music is also a business. I mean, there's the music and then there's the music business. We have to learn that there's two, and they're two separate things, and we have to get good at both. Or we have to get somebody that we trust to handle the sides of things that we don't want to handle. But even when you do that, you want to make sure that you have at least a good overview of what is going on, because you need to audit them. You need to make sure that they're doing the right job for you. And most of us as independent artists are doing both, the music and the music business. So make sure you have a plan. Make sure you take the time to put a plan together. It could determine if you make it or not. It could have nothing to do with how good you are with the music. If your business plan is not there or solid, it can get you in trouble. We have to think of our music career, our career path as a road trip. We can't go on a trip. We're not going to go camping. We're not going to go on a 2-month cross-country RV trip without a plan, without a map. You know, we're gonna, I mean, some of us would, but we have at least an idea of where we're going. We have an idea of which direction we're going. We have an idea of where we want to end up. We have an idea of what we want to see. We have an idea of how much money it's going to take to go from place to place, how much gas, where do we need to eat, stay. Most people spend more time planning their Disney vacation than planning their music career. We need a clear roadmap for where we're going with this music thing, you know, and we need clear bullet points and clear objectives and clear daily steps to help us achieve our big goals. You know, a business plan is a real generic term, but it can be a lot of things. A business plan can be simple. It can be just something that helps you define your mission. It can help you identify your target audience. It'll outline strategies to achieve your goals, you know, so you have something to look at every day. Oh, I should be doing this today to help me get to my big goal. It can also help you secure funding. It can help you attract investors. If you don't have a plan, most investors go, hey, I need to see an idea of what you're trying to do with this money. When do you plan to pay it back? How do you plan to pay it back? So a business plan is a necessity to have. Write down your goals and create a plan to achieve them. And then research and research your target audience. Research who your competition is. What genre do you fall in? Who in your city is in your genre as an independent artist? Where are they gigging? Where are they playing? What kind of music are they releasing? Who are their fans, better yet? Those are the fans that you should be grabbing also. What makes your music unique or comparable to other artists in the same genre as you? Create a marketing plan to help reach your target audience. This could include social media, email marketing, traditional advertising. Just like the way you promote your music to your fans, you need to promote your business, your music business, your brand to potential collaborators and potential investors. This could be affiliate marketing. This could be collaborations with different gear. These are all part of a great, strong business plan. Make sure you're constantly reviewing, at least every 90 days, review and revise your business plan. It's never going to stay exactly the same, but it's a good North Star to start with. Of course, as your career progresses, things are going to change. Your goals may even change. And so your strategies will change, but the goal of making a goal and having a plan should never change. You know, the plans will change, but you should always have a master plan ready to go, right? It's like adjusting your GPS when you go on a road trip. You might make a detour, go to McDonald's, so the GPS changes a little, our goal changed a little. We're gonna go eat, gas up, use the restroom, but then we're right back on track. We re-enter the coordinates in GPS and here we go. Same thing with your music business plan. By creating this solid business plan, you can avoid the common mistake of neglecting the business side of music. And this is going to set yourself up for long-term success in the industry. Not diversifying your income. As a music creator, you may think your main source of income is your music, but putting all your eggs in that one basket of just the music is a risky move, and it's not a smart move. There's so many different avenues to create revenue in this music industry as a music creator, as a songwriter, as an artist. When you diversify your income streams, you can provide stability and security for your music career down the road. It's okay when one side goes down and the other goes up. You know, overall, your average is going to be something that you're striving for. You know, there's other ways, such as teaching lessons. I have a bunch of friends who make great money teaching piano or guitar lessons, or producing for other artists, or licensing their music for commercials and TV shows. Or I even have a friend who makes a great living just doing affiliate marketing and testing gear and promoting the gear and selling the gear. There's so many different ways to complement your income from just writing or creating music. There's a bunch of different ways. Think of yourself and your music as a brand, and from that brand, there's so many spokes of revenue streams that you have to look into and set up. It takes some time, but once you have it set up, it's something that's going to bring you in passive income streams. I've heard someone say that, don't put all your guitar picks in one case, and I've done that. I'm always looking for a pick. So I got picks in my wallet, I got picks in my guitar case, I got picks in my pocket, because I'm always looking for a pick. But you know what I'm saying? That's not the greatest of analogies, but the point is the same. You have to secure and give yourself insurance by establishing these different points of income. And I'll do another video on really getting into detail of all the different areas of income that are possible. And there's so many being developed every year of different ways to make money in our music industry. It will protect you from the ups and downs of the music industry. And believe me, there'll be a lot. You never know when that big gig you had gets canceled. A streaming platform might change their payout rates. There's a lot of people who have everything, all their eggs in YouTube. What happens if YouTube goes away or decides to stop AdSense? You have to make sure that you have things spread out. The global pandemic, it shut down a lot of live events. I knew a lot of artists who were solely making money just on their live shows. As soon as the live shows stopped, it was trouble. They didn't have enough other sources of income to keep them going. But if you have other sources of income through your music career, you can weather the storm and continue to thrive as a music creator. And that's one of my main things, is producing for other artists. There's so many cool ways now to collaborate with artists. Then it's so much easier than before with TuneCore and DistroKid providing the splits for you. All you got to do is input, and you don't have to worry about the artist sending you your percentage of streaming, of mechanical royalties, all the royalties that are owed to you that the label is supposed to send. It never really happens, so now it's set up where it'll automatically split, and they make it so much easier for you. And this is a great way to set up multiple sources of income. If you can do multiple different artists in a year, over time, something will take off, something will do well, and then you're gonna earn income from that. Mistake number 4, not having a rainy day fund or an emergency fund. It's important for everyone, but especially for music creators, musicians, artists, to have an emergency fund and to have a financial safety net in place. And really all this starts with discipline. We have to have the discipline to save our money. And one of the biggest mistakes I see a lot of my musician friends make is not have an emergency fund, have a rainy day fund. They blow their money as soon as they get it. We have to learn to live basically off of 80% of everything we make. So to keep it simple, every $100 we make as a musician, we need to learn to live off of 80 and pretend that that extra 20 is gone. We have to pay ourselves first. Every $100 we make, $20, even $15 to $20, pay yourself first. Just consider it gone. It's a you tax, and live off the difference. The difference should cover your taxes, should cover your food, your rent, or your mortgage, whatever's important to you. If we're not doing that, we're setting ourselves for failure. We're setting ourselves up to be broke every month. We have to learn the discipline of every $100 you make, every $1,000 you make, live off of 800, save 20%, put it in an emergency fund. And once you get, I'm gonna do a whole nother video on this, but once you get 3 to 6 months of emergency fund set, then you're gonna move on to the next thing. But there's no building this unless we have the discipline of learning to just live off of 80% of our income. And that'll jumpstart our whole music career and let us breathe a little more and let us learn how to be disciplined with our money and let us be able to build. If we don't learn to get this discipline and build these emergency funds, rainy day funds, then we find ourselves in difficult situations all the time. And then it just trickles down. It just leaves us in this non-creative mode because we're just always worried about money, always worried about finances. And that's not a good place to be as a musician. It's not a good place to be as anyone. We don't make great decisions when we're desperate. Once you get that 3 to 6 months set aside, it really builds your confidence. It really shows, hey, I did it. I got the discipline to do this. And it puts you in a good place to be a music creator. You know, you can't be thinking about finances when you're trying to create hit songs. Mistake number 5 is a little bit of a repeat. I wanted to make sure that I got into this. Big mistake I see is ignoring the business side of music, you know, ignoring contracts, ignoring how publishing works, ignoring legalities, ignoring insurance. These things are just as important as the song itself or music itself. It's essential to not ignore these parts of your music career. By doing so, you may end up making big mistakes that could cost you 5 years of your career. It could set you back. Ignoring the business side of music can lead you to missed opportunities, lost income, even huge legal issues. For example, if we don't understand the importance of contracts or agreements, even live show agreements or, you know, song splits, you might find yourself in difficult situations with a client or a label or an artist or a collaboration you're working with. Or if we're not tracking our income and expenses accurately, we may miss out on potential tax deductions or overpay our taxes or not even pay our taxes at all. And that's like a no-no. You know, there's definitely certain people you don't want to mess with, and the IRS is definitely not people. They're the biggest gang out there. Don't mess with the IRS. You know, make sure you pay your taxes. And if you don't understand at least a good broad understanding of how the business side works, you're gonna get yourself in a lot of trouble. So how can we avoid these mistakes? Just, you know, watch videos like this. Get some essential information and educate yourself on the business side of music. You can attend workshops, you can watch YouTube videos, you can read books. There's a ton of books, there's a ton of articles, a ton of blogs. Find a mentor, people who've been through it. I've been through a lot of it, and that's why I want to make videos like this to share and give back the things that I've learned and the things that I wish I had known when I was 18 or 20, just getting into the business side of things. Or even take an online course. There's a bunch out there on music business. I know the business side of your music career is not the sexy, glamorous side, but it's kind of like your foundation. It's the things that people don't see, but those are the things that will take you to the next level and keep you at the level you want to be, or give you a chance at actually having a career in this music business. You want to maximize your income potential. You want to make sure you're taking care of your team. You want to make sure you're doing everything correctly, and something that's going to last you a lifetime or even more. Leave a legacy for your kids, for your family. You know, you could write a hit song that pays millions of dollars for years to come. Look at someone like Sting. I think he gets like 80-something million dollars a year, no matter what, every year on his publishing the songs that he's written, and he can pass that on to his estate, to his kids, to his family. It's a beautiful thing. So make sure you understand how these things work. Take a little time to learn it. You know, so we have to remember, it's just not about the music. It should be all about the music, but it can't be nowadays, especially nowadays. We're all independent artists. Most of us are independent artists, and we have to worry about the music business side of our music career. So we really have to make sure we're avoiding overspending, have a solid business plan, diversify our income streams, learn to save, be disciplined, save that rainy day fund, that emergency fund is so important, and really pay attention to the business side of music. And it's fun, it's a good balance. I enjoy it, you know. You can't, I don't know, maybe some people can, but I can't make and create music 24/7. I get burnt, you know. So this is a really good balance to the days that you don't feel like making music. It's fun to figure out the marketing side of it. It's fun to count your money. It's fun to see other opportunities where you can get money for your music, you know. So if you're not creating music 24/7, which I'm assuming most of us aren't, use those other hours to dive in a little into the business side of music. With a little bit of planning and discipline, we can create a sustainable music career that supports our art and our life and supports our family and just brings fulfillment and brings joy. It's doable. I'm doing it. You can do it. If you're doing it, share some ideas with me. I'm looking forward to where we're going with this. Leave a comment. Let me know how you feel about things. And keep creating great music. All things music. This is the spot. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one, all right? Take care.